we can see a table that determines a different m of s's. For different m of s's, we can see the output response m of t, which is the impulse response, and based on this response, we can determine the stability of the system. We will see a few m of s, which is nothing but the transfer functions, few different transfer functions. Based on these different transfer functions, uh, we will determine the stability of the system. Now you can see the first transfer function here given as a by s plus a. So this is the transfer function here. So only we are having a single pole here, s plus a. So the pole of this transfer function is s is equal to minus a, because the pole is here, right? So s is equal to minus a. You can see a is a real part, and here you can see uh, the sign of a is a negative. So if you locate this minus a on the s plane, we can locate like this. Okay, so this is negative x-axis. This is positive x-axis, right? So the negative half of the s plane, or left half, we can say, because this is right part, this is left part. So on the left half of the s plane we have located, and it is real. The given system is a stable system. According to our condition, this given system is a stable system. So if you convert this Laplace into inverse Laplace to get the time domain expression, we will get a into e power minus at. If you plot this exponential, if you plot this exponential thing, then we will get this exponentially decaying function, and you after some time this function is stabilizing. The response is stabilizing. That means, of course, this is exponentially decaying. Initially, it is not a stable system, but after some time, it comes under stability. So the system is a stable system. So whenever we are having root on a real negative real axis, then we will get stable system, right? So coming to the next one, second example, you can see here is a by s plus a, and the second example is a by s minus a. In this case, the pole will be s is equal to simply a, because here minus sign is given. So s minus a equal to 0. That means s is equal to a. This is how we can determine the pole. So now you can see a is a real value, but the sign of a is positive. So we need to place this pole on the positive real axis, which is the right side of the s plane. But according to our condition, if it lies on the negative part of the s plane or left part of the s plane, like in case 1, then the system is stable. But now it is on right half of the s plane or positive side. When we get this type of poles, then the system is completely unstable system. When we have poles on the right half of the s plane or positive s plane, then the system is completely unstable system. And by seeing its response also, we can know this is unstable system. You can see this is m of s. Apply inverse Laplace transform to get the time domain expression, and applying inverse Laplace transform, then we will get a into e power plus at. In the previous case, we got a into e power minus at. Here we will get a into e power plus at. So this is exponentially increasing. This function is exponentially increasing. You can see here, this is exponentially increasing. At the initial condition, it is stable limitedly. But when the time is increasing, you can see the curve is going towards infinity. The response is going towards infinity. It is not stabilizing. It is increasing and increasing and increasing till infinity. It will go till infinity. That means we are not controlling the output response. The response is not stabilizing. The response is increasing towards infinity. That means what? The system is completely unstable. Okay, so you can see the difference. When the root is on the negative real axis, the system is stabilizing, which means a stable system. The root is on positive side, then the system is, the response is going out of the box and the system is becoming unstable, right? These are the two different cases. And the next case, for the next transfer function, this case you can see m of s is a by s plus a plus jb plus a star, which is complex conjugative. So a star by s plus a minus jb, and you can see these two are the roots. So you can see j is coming, j or i. If you represent any root with j or i, that means it is a complex conjugate root. You people know that. So when we are having complex conjugate roots, you can see here the root, here it is given a plus jb, here it is given as a minus jb. So that means it's the same. I mean, complex conjugate, you know what is complex conjugate. So here the roots are given as complex conjugate roots. If you write one root as minus of a plus jb, the second root is um, minus a plus jb. If you look at these two roots, a is a real part, jb is a imaginary part. So you can see in the both cases. Okay, I'll write here. So the first root s is equal to minus a minus jb. So this is the first root, and the second root is minus a plus jb, minus a and plus jb. Now these two are the roots. Substitute these roots. Minus a is the real part. Minus jb is the imaginary part. Similarly, here also minus a is the real part, plus jb is the imaginary part. Now locate minus a and plus jb on the axis S plane. Now you can see minus a. Both cases we are having minus a. So here and minus jb, first root we are locating first root minus jb. So minus j means we need to go downwards. So let us say this is the b point. So minus a minus jb. So mark here. So this is the first root, which is on the third quadrant. And similarly, minus a plus jb. So we need to go towards up. So I'll mark the location here. So this is the location of second pole, and here this is the location of first pole. So when the roots are complex conjugate roots and lying on the left half of the S plane only. Of course, these two are complex conjugate, but you can see they have they are lying on the left half of the S plane. There is no root on the right half. So that means this system is also a stable system. Of course, initially it is unstable. It will come slowly into a stability. Now you can see the response here in the time domain. You can see if you apply inverse Laplace transform, then we will get the responses like this. So if we simplify and this is a plus jb, right? If we simplify this equation, then we will get this type of expression. And you can see this is a cosine based function starting from the maximum point at the zero condition. So it is slowly it is having, it is a cosine based function. So that means it is having oscillatory response, but slowly the oscillatory response is coming to zero or coming to a limit. That means after some time the system becomes stable. So that means this is a stable system. So when you are having a complex conjugate roots on the left half of S plane, then we will have stable system. In the similar case, same case with opposite, which means complex conjugate roots, but lying on the right half. So this time we are having a right side. So which is a reverse process, then inverse to the previous case. So in the same way, if you plot the roots, you will get like this. And if you want to determine the stability, if you apply inverse Laplace transform and if you write the same equation, we will get the same oscillatory response. But in the previous case, this is a decaying oscillatory response. But in this case, it is increasing exponentially. This is exponentially decreasing. You can see this dotted line, which shows the exponential type of shape, because we are having e power here. That's why it is exponentially decaying, because e power minus is there. So this is exponentially decaying, but here it is exponentially increasing. It will increase and increase and increase. It will go towards infinity. So this is that means what? This is exponentially increasing. So completely unstable system. We don't have control on this type of response. Okay. So this is when the complex conjugate roots are on the right half of S plane. And coming to the next case, only we are having pure imaginary roots. There is no real part. There is no negative real part. There is no positive real part. Pure imaginary roots. We are having pure imaginary pair of imaginary roots, or we can say pair of imaginary roots. Then see, these two roots are non-repeated. These two roots are non-repeated, different, but a pair of imaginary roots. So for this type of roots, the stability will be marginally stable or limitedly stable, we can say. Because for this condition, if we convert that into a time response and if we plot this, we will have a cosine based function with constant magnitude, because in this case you can see here 2a cos bt is the final expression. Here there is no exponential function. So that means what? The magnitude is constant here. So the magnitude is constant, but the system is oscillating. The system response is oscillatory. However, the magnitudes are constant under a limit. So this is the upper limit and this is the lower limit. So the system is called as marginally stable, which means not completely stable, not completely unstable. It is a stable system, but marginally or limitedly, because we are having limits. So between these two limits, the system is stable. Out of these limits, the system, if the system go out of these limits, then it will become unstable. So this type of system. See here, these two roots are non-repetitive. But in this case, in this case, the roots are repetitive. You can see whole square is there. Here also whole square is there. So total 4 roots. We will have 4 roots. Minus jb 2 plus jb plus jb 2. Total 4 roots. So if the roots are repetitive and purely imaginary, the roots are repetitive and purely imaginary, then we will get unstable system. Then the unstable system, and you can see the response, it is increasing. The response is continuously increasing when the time is increasing, because here you can see the equation is having a time function. If time is increasing, obviously the response of the magnitude of the system is also going to increase. So this type of system is called unstable system. And similarly, we can also determine different systems like this, and the response is stable system or unstable system. Okay, so or a single root at the origin, then the system is stable because the response is stable. Two roots at the origin, then the system is unstable. So these are the different cases to determine the stability of the system based on the roots lying on the S plane. Okay, thank you.